Alright, there we go. Alright, hey, what's up everyone? I'm Leno56 and we are back on Vulcan. So we have quite a few things that I want to try to get done. The main thing is get our hydroponics room, which is in the process of being built, at least to the point where I can start growing plants in here. I believe it's about 200 degrees Celsius in there, so I need a way to cool that down. I have kind of a little rudimentary setup here for cooling, but it is a little too warm right here. So I'm going to have to try to get this cooled down, which I have a couple of ideas. And then I also need to try to get our water cooled down as well. The main thing I need to try to do, though, is focus on power. Hey, good evening. So I need to try to get either more solar panels or I could start on wind power. So I'm going to have to try to do one of those, but I need to start focusing more on solar or just on power in general. So before we do anything, our power's dropping, but we should hopefully be doing okay. I need to get this down to 50 degrees Celsius because I think it's like 11 liters of water. Yeah, I have 11 liters of water in here. And I need to get it down to 50 degrees so I can pump it into our systems because then I can use it as drinking water. We're going to have to eat and drink here pretty quick. So let's go do that for a sec because I have a feeling I'm going to run out of power here pretty soon. Alright, there we are. Well, I have no CO2, so that's just going to remain on indefinitely for a moment. So let's drink some water. There we go. I think we decided on heavy solar. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I made a couple of heavy solar panels already, but I am going to need some more. I also need to make a proper fridge as well, because I'm just kind of throwing stuff on the floor in there. Ooh, that's a great idea. There we go. And good. And then my main goal is going to be to pressurize our base here, so I want to get that done. But yeah, let's focus on some heavy solar panels, which I need copper, steel, electrolyte, and astraloy. So astraloy is going to be the main thing that I need more than anything else. So astraloy is copper, steel, and cobalt, which steel is easy to find, copper is easy to find, and really all of it's fairly easy to find, but... Alright, we're going to have to go out on a mining run, so I'm glad I ate. Battery's doing good. Let's see, how's our... Yeah, that battery's probably fine as well. So yeah, let's go out on a little mining run. I do have a bunch of iron. Here, let's do this. We'll throw you in there. And then, yeah, so I need steel... cobalt and copper, so 50 copper, 50 cobalt, and what, 100 steel? So I could do 100, 100, and 200 steel. I'll figure it out. Alrighty. And then I do have this little guy. So... I do need copper. Oh. Alright, so if I can find 100 cobalt, 100 copper, and make a batch of 200 steel, that'll give us quite a bit of astraloy, which I can use to create a bunch of heavy solar panels. I'm going to continue using the solar panels I have, but I'm going to start converting everything to heavy just because then I don't have to worry about storms and stuff. I kind of wish the heavy solar panels would give more power output. Alright, so... Oh god, I forgot how strong these were. Alright, so there's that. So let's grab some iron. which I need 150 iron, so 3 stacks of iron. I believe that is all the iron as of right now, so... Alright, let's continue looking. Well, there's a bunch of stuff over here. Ooh, coal. Okay, so we'll do that. Put that away. And we'll just do this. Alright, we're at 32, 42, 48, and 50. There we are. Alright. There's the coal. There's more cobalt. Let's grab some more iron. There's also copper over here as well, so this is going to be good. There we are. I finally built a 10 by 20 solar field using a 1 by 3 staggered offset on Mars using all heavy. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, let's throw you there. Let's throw you there. Let's grab some more. And we'll do this. So, let's see. I do have some gold on me as well. Which, let's try to get a stack of gold here for a minute. Alright, so there's a stack of gold. Well, we'll just put you over here for now. I do need some copper. Oh god, I forgot how strong this jetpack was. I need quite a bit of copper, actually. I don't need lead. At least not right now. Uh-oh. Alright, so copper, copper. There we are. Alright, so let's see. What do we got? We have... Actually, I have everything I need. I have 150 iron, 50 coal, 200 or 100 cobalt, and 100 copper. So I technically have everything I need. Let's see. I could... Well... Black hole's on the rise, so yeah, let's head home. So... Yeah, thankfully it's fairly easy to make, so... I heard an explode... Just a random thing of, Oh, that's me. Wait, what do I have in here? I don't know. Alright, but we have a couple of heavy solar panels, which it looks like we're completely out of power, so we are going to do this. There we go. Alright. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to kind of rewire everything, but we'll do that when it's not 1,000 degrees outside. Venting O2, yeah. There we go. Pretty sure I have O2 in here. Why do I have... All right, we're going to do this.
Waste time critical.
Interesting. I wonder why I was... Oh, I probably should have done this. There we go. We'll do that. All right, so we're going to place our propellant in here. There we go. Okay, that'll work. So, wait. 76. We're at 88 degrees Celsius. All right, let's close this for a minute. All right, we're at 49 degrees. Okay, that's not good. So I'm going to have to work on that really quick. So what we're going to do is let's grab this. You should paint the tanks green. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're going to do that right there because this is going to try to cool this down and I can't do that quite yet. Also, I'm pretty sure there's not enough, yeah, I need more CO2 in here. Yeah, so I have to wait for this to cool down at least a little bit here, which hopefully won't take too terribly long. But you're slowly cooling, aren't you? All right, well, before I do that, let's, all right, you're almost done. Let's see, I think, yeah, this got destroyed, didn't it? Huh, okay, well, 1, 2.
Power low.
Power's fine, low's 50%. 1, 2, 3. Wow. All right, good, we have nothing else in there. Probably doesn't help that I have this on still, too. That's all right. All right, let's throw the coal in there. I could theoretically... Well, no, I can't really, can I? I have to wait for the steel to actually smelt. So, all right, we have the 200 steel. So now we are going to degas these guys. All right, so let's degas this. Beautiful. Sweet. All right, that's degas. So, yeah, what we're going to have to do is we're going to throw the copper in here. We're going to throw all the steel in there. And we are going to degas the cobalt. Yeah, no, I'm going to paint all of my my tanks and stuff. Sweet. All right, so 1000 degrees. And we're at, yeah, so we have, oh. Look at that. Nice and easy. Sweet. Well, that was fun. All right, so I need copper, steel, electrum, and astraloy. Bam, bam. And then I still need more steel, so I'm going to have to go out on another mining run. We're going to have to do that once the black hole... Oh. Wait, is it already nighttime again? Wow, okay, that was quick. Alright, let's close this. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, crap. Gosh dang it. I did a thing. I should be able to hopefully bump that temperature down. I kind of did an oopsie here. It's fine. Yeah, it's too hot in there now. Frick. Wintertime, short days, but higher temps. Yeah, I know. Temps are a lot higher right now. All right, our batteries are doing actually decent. I'm gonna have to make some more batteries, which I'll probably make another 2 batteries right here, and then at some point I'm gonna make the large batteries, which, let's see, station battery large. We need Stellite. Looking all right. So Stellite. I think I have Stellite, don't I? Tend to. Okay, so that's not going to be too difficult either. There we go. All right, let's open. Well, yeah, I need to try this. So we're going to close that and open this. I have way too much pressure in here. So with that being said, I guess what I could start trying to do is get some... Let's see, how do I want to do that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just pure oxygen. I don't have any iron on me. I mean, actually, I do have iron. Hang on a sec. We're going to do this. Let's degas this guy. Maybe. Oh, it's not hot enough outside, that's why. Well, you'll just hang there for a sec. With that being said, let's grab you. We'll throw... Oh, you're not done yet. Gosh dang it. It's fine. What I was going to do is make another canister so I don't have to waste my... Because, yeah, there's just way too much pressure in here right now. I have way too much oxygen just sitting in here. So I'm thinking what I probably need to do is vent some of that. What do I need to make a... Well, no. I'll just do this.
Airtight critical.
Yeah, once I get some iron, I'm going to make some
Oxygen low.
paint
Oxygen
for us.
critical.
So that I can label my stuff. Which I have white, so that's no issue. I don't think I have another canister. I don't. It's frustrating.
Hydration critical.
Sweet, that's actually cooling down very, very fast. This is good. How much water do we have? We have 2 liters of water. That's not enough. So, okay, first things first, I gotta try to cool this down. How do I want to do this? I almost have just too much gas in there right now. I guess I could start venting the gas to the rest of our base here. That is an option. Turn you, do that. All right, you're actually dropping sort of quick. Counterflow heat exchange. Yeah, that's what I need to get is a counterflow heat exchange. I just need a better way of cooling. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do this. Because that'll cool more gas at once, and then it'll allow me to put it in there. The issue is I have too much pressure in this room right now. I need to get some of the oxygen out of here. So my thought process is to get another canister that I can place in here. Let's see. All right, we're still fairly cold outside. Speaking of outside, let me go get some more steel really quick. Because I need to actually go do that. So I need iron and... Oh, crap. I just realized I don't have my propellant. Oh, God. Well, we might have a bit of an issue here. Actually, it's not going to be that bad. I can always use my waste tank. Yep, which is what we're going to do really quick. All right. All right, we're going to use our waste tank for just really quick. Insulated tank on the roof for O2 and cool CO2. Yeah, I have an idea on how to cool our CO2 a little bit more efficiently. Oh, crap.
Jetpack critical.
Yeah, so to cool CO2 a little faster, I do kind of have an idea on how I want to do that. I'm going to use air conditioners. I would like to use phase change. I'm just not quite there yet. I want to get to like a stable point before I start messing around with phase change because it's going to be a little bit more complex. Alright. So I need 3 stacks of iron. 1, 2. Alright, so we have 2 stacks. I do need some coal. So let's merge the coal right there. We have silver too. We have a little bit of everything here, don't we? Might as well grab some gold since we have it right here. Alright, that's probably enough for now. Sweet, alright, so gold, coal. Okay. I need 1 more stack of iron. Can I get up there without using our waste tank? Yes, I can. Perfect. Oh, for the phase change? Yeah. I'm trying to build my base a little bit more compact, which is probably the wrong thing to try to do on Vulcan specifically, but you know what? Oh well. Oh, we're out of water. I was like, what now? Alright, sweet. So I have enough stuff for steel. Now, I don't have a propellant tank because I'm dumb and I forgot it. So we're just jumping around. There we go. Oh, maybe. Nope, we're good. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I might eventually move our landing pad again because I want to make like a proper atmosphere. Oh, crap. Gosh dang it. Yeah, power's going to be our biggest issue as of right now, so I can try to come up with a design, but I can't guarantee. I need to get up here. Alright, we're gonna do this.
Waste tank critical. Jetpack critical.
Alright, so let's turn all of these really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mainly just need to turn the ones that are gonna face, where the black hole rises. Yeah, that should give us more than enough power to turn everything else. So, yeah, once we get more solar panels, I'm going to cover everything in solar panels here. One thing I probably can do since I'm up here, let's start placing some more heavy cable. I can't really do much of anything else right now because, well, I can't actually go inside. Let's see. Let's move. Oh, angle grinder. Okay. We're going to move these two, and then I need a hand drill. Beautiful. I do an APC into the IC. Yeah, because then, you know, you don't lose power to your solar. No, that actually makes sense. That I probably should do that. There we go. $98. Oh, oops. Wait a minute. Why is that different? Horizontal 270 degrees. $60.
Hunger caution.
It should be the same. Well, I guess we'll find out. Alright, I see the black hole coming across the...
Health
behind the mountain over there. Hey, good evening. It's been a little bit. Flip the vertical. Oh, yeah, you're right. It'll automatically adjust itself. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so I gotta wait till it crests the mountain before I can... Did you all hear they're bringing in... What are they bringing in? Alright, come on. You know, theoretically, if it was right there, we should have power. It's already 700 degrees. Jesus. Come on. It's right there. These should be generating some sort of power. We are in the toilets. Oh, yeah, there they go. You know, I'm both excited and very concerned for toilets. It could make for some interesting, it kind of makes sense when you think about it because we eat food, we drink water, we have to get rid of it somehow. So that actually makes me really excited yet very concerned.
caution.
Sweet. Okay. There we go. Alright, our waste tank is really not great right now. But if I wouldn't have forgot our propellant, that would have been cool. Speaking of, I hope our plants are doing okay. Alright, let's see here. Oh. Come on. Keep going down. Oh, I got nothing in here now. All right, let's do this. You gotta relieve yourself in time. You will shut your pants. Gray water loop. A little concerning. All right, I should be able, oh, you know what? All right, we are going to do a thing here. We are going to disconnect this cable. And the reason for that is because I have this looped with that over there. So I'm hoping, all right, let's just do this for a sec. Turn you off. Our plants are actually doing fine. I'm gonna need some water here pretty quick. Check the beta change log. Yeah, I will absolutely do that too. Toilets. That's gonna be very interesting. All right, so let's turn this on, and hopefully that will help cool. $52.2, $52.1. All right, it is cooling. I don't think it's gonna cool fast enough, but it should be okay. All right, so we have. You know, I should have went out and got some more copper. I didn't even think about that. That's okay. So let's do. Oh, I already had iron in here, didn't I? 97. All right, well, we are going to do this for a minute. All right, and then let's do coal. Leno, you need to try the moon rail mod. I actually really want to. That'd be fun to try to use that. Good source of transportation. Sweet. All right, we got some more steel. All right, so let's throw the steel in here. Now that leaves copper, which I have just a little bit of copper on us. I'm gonna have to get more copper, which is fine. Which we have 9. All right, so I'll be able to make 2 more solar panels actually. Oh, heck yeah. All right, so that'll make us 2 more solar panels. Let's close this. There we go. That's a little bit better. Is it almost nighttime again? Jesus, okay. Well, we are basically doing all these batteries, so... Which means that I'm also going to have to go out on a copper run. Oh, heck yeah, it is cooling down in here too. That's fantastic. All right, I still have way too much oxygen in there. So I need to try to get some of the oxygen out, which realistically, what I could probably do, I have a connector. Nah, we're just gonna do this.
Hunger critical.
Let's see. Do I have any more iron on? I have a full thing of iron. Okay, we're gonna do this. You know what? Good enough. All right, let's make a couple canisters here for a sec. Which I guess yeah, I don't have any copper, so we're gonna have to use these. All right, this is gonna be, we're gonna paint this white. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna have to go out, eat some food, drink some water.
Hunger caution.
I feel like they made eating more tedious. It's quite possible. There we go. Okay, let's plant another, well, plant. Sweet. Yeah, I really want to try to pressurize the entirety of our base as much as I can. Just because then my hygiene levels will fix themselves. Because right now I'm eating and drinking a lot more than I should be just because of our hygiene levels. Alright, we're going to be doing this. Alright, you're at 28 degrees. And you are dropping fairly fast. Well, sort of. For how much pressure I have in here, it's actually doing decently. So let's close this. And that's going to rapidly drop, which is fantastic. Okay, and I need to get gas in here. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do this for a minute, aren't I? All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do something like that. Yeah, we'll just do that. And then I'm gonna place a How do I want to do this actually? Well, technically it can both be CO2. Yeah, let's try it like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, we have pollutant in here. Yeah, let's just do this. I haven't read the one valve. Yeah, I need to get or make a couple more valves, but I'm kind of oh, we have more than enough pressure in here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's see how much. Sweet, we are getting rid of the oxygen that's in here. Now, my thought process is to vent all this oxygen out in our main base right here. I just need a way to cool this area down, which I'm going to use another AC setup like this, but I want to make it a little bit more efficient. I'm also considering placing one in here as well. Like a CO2 collector where it'll automatically collect and then cool down the CO2 before it pumps into our system. All right, now I'm virtually out of water right now, so I need to cool this water down. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to wait till this hits about 0 degrees Celsius. We're going to turn this back on, and then we're going to open up this valve right here. So then it'll hopefully cool this water down. All right, our batteries are still decent. I'm gonna have to go outside and mine some more copper here for us too, because we are almost, well, we are basically out of, yeah, we're out of copper. So, yeah, but we have a couple more heavy solar panels, so that's good. I do need more glass. Do we have any silicon? Iron, gold. Oh, it's still in there too. I don't have any silicon. I guess I have this. I'm just gonna throw that in there. It'll cool this down a little bit, but that's fine. One-way valve. Could use a one-way valve. All right, we're gonna make just a crap ton of glass. Yeah, that's gonna be a bunch of glass. All right, what are you at? Sweet. So let's do this. Oh, Jesus. What are you guys at? Oh. Oh, heck yeah. Sweet, this is good. All right, 500, 400. And that'll keep this area cool as well. All right, so let's turn you off. We're going to turn you on so then you can cool this down for us, because then I can start cooling this area down in here too. Let's see where our batteries are still doing decently. Batteries make me nervous. Turn you off for a minute, and that should drop quite a bit faster. All right, let's turn you on. All right, that is dropping. All right, we're just going to let you do your thing. And let's go grab some of these. I don't have any copper on me, do I? Nope, I'm going to have to go out on a mining run.
Air tank low.
Oh. Yeah, I actually remembered our jetpack. There we go. All right, now I need to find some more heavy cable. So theoretically, I'm torn if I should start over on the beta branch or dive in on the... I'm always one short. Every freaking time. Is there any other way I can grab just another piece of... You know, I haven't really used the trader a whole lot. So... let me just do this. There we go. All right, let's go find some copper. There's some copper. Well, might as well grab some iron while we're here too. Alright, there we are. Sweet. Okay. Put you in the backpack. Alright, I actually got quite a bit from that, so...
Power critical.
Uh-oh. So, that's going to put me in a bit of a bind because... Well, it depends on how much power we actually have. Yeah, we're basically out of power. Oh no, we have power. So, alright, well, here goes this. I'm not sure how much power this is going to use. But I think the extra solar panels are absolutely helping. 55, we're at 74. Mark II mining belt, Mark II tool belt. Actually, that's a good idea. Let's see, what do we need for the Mark II stuff? Steel and Constantine, which I have. Alright, well, I have all that right here, actually. Steel. Constantine. Mark II mining. And then... yeah, tool belt. Iron. Ooh, I have iron. Alright, so... we're going to do this. Heck yeah. Alright, we'll place that there, and we will put this, all this stuff in here. Beautiful. Gives us a few extra slots at least, which is good. Let's see. Alright, let's open up this. Let's close that now. And we're going to... oh, crap. Why do I do that? I mean, I know why I do that, but why do I do that? Gosh dang it. Alright, we'll just put it right there. Sweet. So, I don't really... yeah, let's make some more heavy cable really quick. So I'm going to put a full thing of copper in here. And let's do... is it? Yeah, this will make 2 stacks of cable. So that's going to take a minute. That's okay, though. All right, the black hole's on the rise. What did we get down to? Oh, come on. I literally have like no liquid left in there. Mark II mine. All right. Yeah, the Mark II belts are gonna make this a little bit easier. All right, so that's very cold temperatures. That is phenomenal. That makes me very happy. All right, we're at 70 degrees. I needed to drop another 20 degrees for us. All right, let's close that. That'll start dropping again. And okay, so since we're here, we're kind of waiting. Let's continue to pull oxygen out of this room here. I need a better way of actually doing this too. And this is actually working. Let's see, what's the... Oh, we're at 95. Now, the downside is I don't have enough CO2 in here anymore. So that's another problem I find myself in. Seventeen, 16. All right, we're at 68. Now I could, well, this is actually 51.6 degrees Celsius, so it's actually too hot in this pipe right now for us, which means our plants are probably slowly getting unhappy because of that. And it's 52 degrees in there. Gosh dang it. Either into the suit or into the ground. If the suit is soiled, the player will receive a critical notification. This can be cleared using either the flush command. Oh, Jesus. Part of me is really excited, but part of me is like, what the frick? Okay, I have so much water in here right now. All right, temperature outside is dropping, so this is good. Yeah, so I think what I want to try to do here, I need to, all right, I have an idea. We are going to disconnect that. Reconnect this right here. Okay. Because we're at 230 degrees Celsius. That is very not, not cold. All right, let's do this.
Hydration critical.
Yes, I'm aware. Sweet. Okay. We'll just throw you right there for right now. So electrical grid and automated water cooling for nighttime conditions. Yeah, that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to have an automatic CO2 collector and cooler, and then same for water. Oh, heck yeah. Okay, that is actually dropping. Sort of. Well, it was dropping. It's not dropping anymore. Granted, that did actually... All right, that's actually dropping fairly fast out there, so this is fantastic. Open you up, get you to drop even further. Batteries look good now. Yeah, the batteries are actually doing fantastic. I'm to the point where I almost want to get a couple more batteries, and then I want to switch to like large batteries. But yeah, my main concern right now is getting our hydroponics area up and running, so then I can start getting a lot more oxygen, so I can start pumping it into the rest of our base here. But I also need a better way of cooling it too, which realistically, these little cooler setups aren't bad. Phase change would work quite a bit better, but I'm gonna have to mess around with it a little bit more. It was the solar production. Yeah, I just don't think I was producing quite enough. But I'm gonna continue making more solar panels. Speaking of, we have more cable here too. All right, let's see. Yeah, just a little bit more silicon, well, a little bit more reagent mix to keep mixing there, and then we'll be done. So I'm gonna have to go out and grab some more copper. All right, that's starting to cool down quite a bit faster there for us, so this is fantastic. All right, so let's go out and grab some more copper really quick, and then we'll come back in, and hopefully that's all the way cold, so then I can continue cooling our water. All right, let's turn our light on so I can sort of see where we're going. The nice thing about Vulcan is that it's so just like torn up that you can mine a bunch of holes in the ground and it'll just look like normal Vulcan terrain. It's kind of fun. Yeah, that would be actually fantastic. Oh, heck yeah. We're going to get so much copper out of this. Now, I want to get the sensor lenses too, but I'm not too concerned with the sensor lenses, especially on Vulcan, just because of how abundant resources are. So it's not really my main concern. Well, I did grab some lead. I don't really need lead. We had a bunch of copper out of that, so that's beautiful. Let's see. Let's grab some more silicon. You know what? Let's just grab as much as I can of everything here. Can never have too many resources. Alright, we're out of water again. Alright, so there. Yeah, this should give us quite a good little supply of ingots. Oh yeah, we're gonna have copper for days. This is gonna be great. Alright, that's probably enough for a while. Alright, I almost forgot where our base was. There we go. Alright. Well, I'd say we have a good supply of copper, some iron, and some gold. That's beautiful. All right, let's see. Where are we at here? Oh, heck yeah. That's at 55 degrees. It's because this is too hot in there. See, I need water more than anything right now, so I want this to cool. We're actually doing decently. Yeah, I really need to automate this, but I want to get our hydroponics figured out before I do that. All right, let's do this. And actually, what I might end up doing, 40, all right, so we're increasing again. Let's up this to 1 MPa. Because then that'll actually make this cool a little bit more efficiently in here. Oh, we're at the same temperature this is at. 25.7, 25.8. Oh yeah, we're going to get below the 50-degree mark, so that's going to be beautiful. We're at 203 degrees Celsius in here still. That is wild. No, we're just going to do this. Yeah, we're just going to keep this on because it'll work a little bit.
Health low.
Health's fine for right now. It's going to use a little bit more power because it's working so hard, but hopefully our power levels can keep it up. All right, we're at 51.5. We are almost there at the proper temperature for water. I feel like I should probably get it to like 45 degrees. All right, and give it a little bit of a boost. 50 degrees Celsius. There we are. All right, I want to get it just a little bit colder because this is at 56 degrees. Which realistically, that should bump that temperature down either way because there's so much in here versus in there. So I think we'll be fine. Yeah, all right. All right, that is bumping it down. So that's actually working quite well. Still 5 liters of water in there. Sweet. All right, our water is replenished. So that should actually last us quite a while, which will be good. I need to not put quite so much water in here next time, because that was kind of our downfall. All right, now this is actually dropping quite fast. So then what we can do is I can start pumping more CO2 into this room in here, which will in turn lower that temperature. All right, so let's turn you off. Let's open you up. Oh, crap. Gosh dang it, every freaking time. Well, I made that mistake again. Okay, well, once this gets low enough, I can open that back up and that'll fix that. So I'm not too worried about it. Worst case, I can always harvest and then replant. I've done that a few different times at this point. Or
Hunger
I could just
critical.
pump this full in there. That would also work. Yeah, we're at 71 degrees in there. Gosh dang it. All right, you know what? Let's open this up. All right, I need you guys to start cooling for me. Oh, it's slowly cooling. Nope. 59.8, 59.7. All right, we are starting to cool. Now that's going to take a minute, unfortunately, but hopefully I can bring it back enough to where our plants won't have any issues. Speaking of plants, though, I need to eat. Yeah, I know, you're having issues.
Temperature high. Hunger caution.
Yummy. Let's bump this. So yeah, I'm not really too concerned because worst case scenario, I can always pump some of our oxygen that we have accumulated in this tank into there and that'll cool it right down. But this is actually cooling it fairly fast. Let's close this valve. The downside is it's heating up outside again. Alright, so speaking of 176. Alright, let's close you. That'll start dropping that again. And we'll just do that. That'll keep cooling this area down. Yeah, I need to keep getting ooh, hang on a minute. Since it is daytime, I can actually start smelting a bunch of copper since I'm going to need it. Um, oh no. Gosh dang it. Alright, well, we're going to do this for a minute, and then I'm going to fix that later. Gosh dang it. Alright, let's figure out exactly what happened here. How did that happen? Well, I have a bunch of water in here now. Vent your furnace, it's getting too pressurized. The furnace is fine. Yeah, the furnace is fine. Now, I'm not too worried, because I can make it in basically an infinite amount of water, so I can get rid of all this. Alright, well... Alright, we're going to do this for a moment. So, I'm going to place that there. I need to make another... Can I just, like... throw that in there? Just process that. Yeah, that'll work. So, what exactly happened here? Obviously, there was an overpressure. Well, okay, that's fine. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of all the gas that's in our base here for a moment. We're just going to do that. That'll suck all the gas out of here, and then I can try to fix this. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned. Alright, let's see. Alright, that's actually dropping fairly fast. Sweet. Okay. So that should be okay. Now, I'm going to have to make another, I'm going to have to make another one of these. Utility, which I don't have another one on me, so I'm going to have to do this. Okay, so if I want to make some more solar for heavy solar panels, let's throw copper into here. Alright, so I can make 5 more solar panels. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Alright, let's grab this. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. That blew right there. So that's still good. Yeah. Alright, let's make sure this still works. Okay, yeah, so that still works. Yeah, I think this just got overpressurized too much. Somehow. That's not damaged, is it? I mean, that shouldn't be damaged. Oh. That's what happened. Okay, let's make... Invar Stellite. Do I have Stellite? I do. Let's place you there, place you there, place you there. We're going to place that there. This extra tool I have, this mining tool, can go right there. All right, steel and Invar. Invar, check. Steel, check. Heavy filter, slowly being made. All right, so that'll help with our oxygen issue that we had over here. I think this just got way overpressured, which is, you know, is what it is, I suppose. $50.5. How are our plants doing? I think our plants are doing okay. 50.4. Yeah, that's 50.3. Yeah, so the temperature should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, we're almost completely vented here. So, all right, let's grab this. And we are going to place this right. Let's place it in the back one here. There we go. Heck yeah. Sweet. All right, we're at 49 degrees Celsius, so that's awesome. All right, and we are going to do this, which will also help in this regard as well. Yeah, the more pressure I can get out of our hydroponics room right here, the faster it's going to cool down as well. All right, batteries are doing good. It is nighttime outside. All right, we have 2 more solar panels being made. I need more glass. All right, you're back up to 218. All right, we're gonna do this. We'll put you in there. I know that that's gonna put gas in here, but you know what? There we go. Place you there and make all the glass for us, please. Sweet. How much do we have in here? 6 MPa. That's actually not bad. 36 degrees Celsius. We're at 45 degrees Celsius up here. So temperature is falling, which is beautiful. All right, now with that being said, let's close you. Yeah, there's just a little bit of CO2 in here, which is probably not a good thing. Um, oh. Oh, that'll do it. Okay, let's put you right there. I need, let's see, that's a hydrogen filter. Yeah, let's make a hydrogen heavy filter. There we go. I'm out of astraloy. Gosh dang it. I mean, we have 4 solar panels though, so. Sweet. Okay, let's head outside. Alright, so we'll do 1 there. We have all 5 over there. Alright, so let's start doing this then. 1, 2, 3. There we are. Heck yeah, okay. Let's see, we'll do it like this. There we are. So that'll help with our solar generation. I am going to eventually have to replace all of these solar panels as well. With that being said, I'm going to get a recycler. Because I already have a centrifuge. Granted, getting a combustion centrifuge would be kind of fun. That would be quite useful, actually. Alright, I don't think there's anything... No, we're completely empty now. Sweet, so I can actually turn you off. And then I think what I might end up doing, instead of having windows, I might actually just do walls. Just because that's going to help with our base heating up during the day problem that we're going to run into inevitably. 34. This is still 51. Oh, 51.7. Alright, this is just really slow to cool down. Ooh, speaking of, where's that filter at? Yes. Well, it's definitely not, it's definitely not hot enough. Granted, during the day it will become hot enough, so we're just going to do this. Now, if I remember correctly, 55 moles of water is 1 liter. So, you know what, let's stop this for right now. Um, is that not actually doing anything? What the frick? Active vent H2. Okay. What the frick? I don't think that's hooked up properly. Gosh dang it. Hang on a sec. Oh. Oops.
Hydration critical.
Gosh dang it, I'm dumb. That's how that's supposed to be. There we go. That'll fix that issue. No, the active vent, it wasn't actually doing anything. It was pulling indefinitely because I had the passive vent hooked in there as well. So that was the issue I was running into. Alright, and let's do this. Now I should be able to keep this on. Look at that. Turn that on. Now it fills up. Turn that off. And it stops. Sweet. Alright, that worked. Actually. It's still cool outside. Ooh. Oh, heck yeah. Look at our temperature. Our temperature's dropping nicely. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's... Alright, sweet. So, temperature's good. We actually might have a... Well, actually, once it gets down low enough, this will actually turn off. So, now what I would like to do is get this temperature figured out over here. Now, I do have a solution. I could vent all of this into here, and that'll solve this little issue of this just being way too hot. Might just end up doing this, though. Now, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to do this, because phase change would be really convenient, because doesn't use up quite as much power. I have another idea that I could potentially use for this, is to get more ACs, a filtration machine. Then that's something I can actually automate. I would probably build it in here, though. And then plant our plants on the other side, possibly. I'm not sure, because I want to see if I can get this system to work. Granted, I think I'm going to need something a little bit more powerful than what this is. And then I want to build like a proper atmospherics room as well, which typically would be best like along here, because then I can have all the pipes run on the top of our base, but I'm not sure how I actually want to do that. All right, it is daytime and we just ran out of power. We haven't actually ran out of power yet, but we're close to running out of power. All right, I'm going to have to get some more, or how much are large batteries? Large battery, gold, copper, steel, electrum, silicon, and only 2 stellite? All right, I have gold. Gold's not an issue. Copper I can easily get. Silicon. Let's do this. Let's do that. Why am I getting so many text messages all of a sudden? And then I just need copper. So the copper, well, yeah, let's vent the copper. That'll work. Sweet, we got copper now. All right, so this is our first large battery. So this is actually going to be awesome. Oh, this is fantastic. This is perfect timing. We have a solar storm. We are going to have so much power. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. All right, now I just have to place it there and we'll be good. Yeah, we're gonna have so much power. This is gonna be fantastic. All right, so we're at 30%, so we're almost, well, we're slowly getting there. All right, now the only downside is it's gonna be really hot outside. We have, oh, okay, let's do this. Let's close you. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna have this do its thing. Gosh, yeah, that they need to do something about that because obviously this is not outside, but it's acting like it's outside. Wow, we're full on power now. Okay, can you guys like chill? All right, we're at 63%. Yeah, I'm kind of I have PTSD from electronic parts because in our Europa playthrough, I was making electronic parts when our base blew up. So now I'm always like nervous. And to be fair, I think it was even in this playthrough too. I made electronic parts and we had a minor explosion. So it's actually kind of scary. Let's see. Electronic part. Oh, I just need iron for that, which we have iron right there. All right, we're at 93%. Let's see, how many electronic parts do I actually need? 2 electronic parts and some steel sheets. All right, there's 1. We don't count that, nor the dirt. Early in the episode. You know what? I was just resting my eyes both those times. I just took a little nap. That's all it was. I need steel sheets, which I think I have steel sheets, don't I? Of course I don't have steel sheets. Why would I have steel sheets on me? It's the most ridiculous thing ever for me to actually have steel sheets. All right, how many steel sheets do I need? I need 4. Well, okay, let's do this. Solar Storm still going? Yes, it is. All right.
Health low.
Oh boy, isn't this exciting? Boom. Oh, heck yeah. Sweet. We're going to have so much power. That's going to be fantastic. Yeah, I think what I'm going to end up doing is replacing these batteries with these large batteries here. They also just look better, in my opinion. But these have... What's the capacity of these ones? The capacity, stationary battery... Wait, where is the capacity? Oh, able to store up to... Let's see, under 9,000,001 watts of power, where these ones is 3.6 million. Yeah, so 3 times as much as these guys. So this is equivalent to just under 3 batteries technically. So that's beautiful. Well, there goes the black hole. Well, we should have I'm hoping we have enough power to last us through the night, which we did last night, so I'm hoping that we even have more power to go around.
Hunger critical.
Sweet. Alright, we're back up to 45 degrees in here. That is slightly concerned. Granted, I think I did accidentally put some heated gas in there. Which, you know, is... Oh! That's down too. Ooh, speaking of... Hey, we have water. Alright, let's get at least 2 liters of water stored in here. Because that'll be 110 moles of water. Once I have enough water, we'll pump it into here, we'll cool this down, then we'll just kind of have that loop going. Which I can automate this. It's going to be kind of tedious to automate, but it'll work. Alright. It's in the yellow. Let's see. Alright, let's do this. There we go. I'm gonna have to drink some water and eat some food here pretty quick anyways. 26 degrees. You're at 47. Alright, you're starting to cool down a little bit faster here. Alright, we're going to turn you off, open you up. And the room literally just ate all that. Ooh, no, 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 no. Bad. They do that every freaking time. Like, it's automated, but I need to get this part automated is what I need to do. And technically, once I have this hydroponics bay up and running, I'm going to have this be our CO2 cool loop, which will cool our CO2, then pump it into here. And then this will be, I'm probably going to replace this with pollutant, which will then cool it. And then I'm going to probably have little setups like these throughout the base, unless I can figure out the phase change stuff, which I have a decent idea on how phase change works, so I'm not too concerned about it. But the charge limit of the battery is written in yellow. Oh, was it? Oh my god, right there. I was looking for this. So yeah, 3.6. And this guy's 9. So yeah, basically 2.5 of these, or no, 2.5 of these is one of these. So basically this right here equals that for the most part, give or take. All right, there we are. So now what I can do is I can open that up. And that'll start cooling this down again. I have a bad habit of just kind of self-sabotaging my own base. It's not a good trait I have, if I'm being completely honest. Okay, so what do I need to do now? I have power situated, at least for the most part. I still want to get some more solar panels, but I want to start mass producing the heavy solar panels, just because then if an actual storm hits, not just a solar storm, we'll be better prepared. I do need to see. You're completely cooled. Okay. Yeah, I want to get this room cooled down. Alright, bumping back up. Let's get you dropped down again. What I might have to do... Here, let's do this. I want to see what this is actually at in here. 168 degrees. Food, what? Yeah. Eastern. Alright, well, it is slowly cooling in here. Yeah, I gotta go drink some water, eat some food. Otherwise, I'm gonna pass out again. That's exactly what it is. It's not dying, it's just passing out. We're gonna take our helmet off, take our suit off for a minute so then I can get our hygiene levels under control as well.
Hunger caution.
There we go. I'm still salty that we lost our wheat. There we are. Sweet. So we're at 40 degrees Celsius, so it is dropping. Ooh. Thriving, growing moderately. I like our base. It's not, you know, the most self-sustaining base in the world, but we have the basics. That's all I can ask for. Alright, I'm going to wait for our hygiene levels to
Health low.
go up enough to where it won't affect our food or water for a little bit. I suppose one thing I could potentially keep striving towards is pressurizing the remainder of our base in here. The issue I'm going to run into is cooling, which I can figure out the cooling, but I do want to start being able to walk around our base without having a suit on 24/7. As much fun as that sounds. I like how you can hear the solar panels. Alright, let's see. Those are thriving. That's going moderately well. How much water do we have in here? 9 liters of water. Our water's actually doing pretty good. I do want to get another batch of water going, so you know what? Let's just place our suit on. Close the door, close the helmet. At least we're not in the red for hygiene, so that's a plus. Okay. We're at 14 degrees. Yeah, I want to get a little bit more gas in here because then that'll make our cooling a little bit more efficient than what it currently is. Let's see, how are you doing? You're at 126, 127. Yeah, we're going to let you do your thing. Let's see, that's at 31.2. There we go. All right, let's turn you off. Let's open you back up. We still have enough CO2 in here, so I'm not too worried. But that should drop that temperature quite a bit here, so that'll be good. Okay. So with that being... Oh, crap. Well, we definitely have enough water. All right, so yeah, once the water stops being made, the temperature should drop very, very fast. Once it starts liquefying, I can pump it into here. That's 5 times more than what I wanted, but all right, and our batteries are actually doing great. So actually, we're doing pretty well right now. I'm actually very happy. All right, we pumped in some more CO2. We're at 27 degrees. Let's close this. Let's turn you on. All right, we'll turn you off for a minute. We'll get that gas cool down. One hundred 51 degrees. All right, that'll work. We'll just do that. Why is the temperature in here so high? I mean, I'm not that concerned, but alright, I'm just gonna let you do your thing. We'll just do that. Temperature outside is still fairly cold, so okay. So let's try to figure out what I want to do in this room. Because I want this to be our hydroponics room. The issue is going to be cooling it down, but I also kind of want to automate our CO2 production as well. So there's a couple of different ways I can do this. I'm obviously going to look into the phase change things, but I could theoretically, well, I have a couple of ideas here. I could use this as hydroponics, or I could use this as my CO2 and water production area. And then I can clear up this hallway out here because I can make that a little bit better and then I can automate it a little bit easier. So I'm thinking what I could do for CO2 is I could put like a filter right here or a filtration machine. Have a tank, or I can figure out the tank thing, but then I can automate it so at night it'll pull in CO2 from outside, store it in the tank, and then once, let's see, how would I do that? And then I could have some ACs along this wall here. Basically, once this reaches a certain pressure even, I can have a volume pump the gas from the tank into here. It'll cool it down. Once it gets cold enough, it'll pump it into another tank. I could do something like that. Now, if I do that in this room, I could theoretically have hydroponic trays along this wall right here. Or I can make another room for our hydroponics and have this for CO2 and water production. Because I would like to actually redo our landing pad over here and make a proper atmospherics room as well. Because then I can store all the cold CO2. So I'm kind of thinking maybe doing that, dealing sensor into a large tank for CO2 and then use it for large. Yeah, I'm thinking of something along those lines. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. At least until I get the phase change aspect of it down a little bit better, I could just use a bunch of ACs. Now, the nice thing is that I could recycle those and get most of those resources back. Plus, I have a bunch of ACs out here as well. So there's actually a couple different things that I could potentially do here. Or I could just build more ACs, and then I can utilize these ACs to cool down like our base once I vent all the oxygen into here. So that could also be something else I do. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to need a crap ton of resources, which I could go out and grab right now. Granted, the black hole just rose, so I might actually have to do that at a later date, but I think I have a pretty good idea on how I might want to do this. So I'm I'm conflicted because I could use this as hydroponics, but I feel like having a dedicated room for CO2 collection and cooling as well as water would be a little bit better. And then I could have our hydroponics in another room because right now our hydroponics room is actually doing pretty good. Like getting CO2 and everything automated is a little bit more important, I feel. So maybe that's what we'll do. I kind of have a plan on how I want to do this now. No, and like to automate our CO2 production, I'm gonna do the same code that we did for our grow lights. That'll actually work quite well. All right, let's see. Gosh dang it. Well, once it cools down outside, I can start getting the water, placing it in here, and then cooling it down. All right, let's turn you off. Let's open this up. All right, let's close you for a minute. Let's turn you back on. Probably didn't really need to do that, but we're actually managing our temperature in here quite well. So this is fantastic. And our batteries are doing good. Solar panels are doing what they need to be doing. Yeah, wintertime on Vulcan kind of sucks. Like it gets really hot outside, but the black hole's really low, so there's not a whole lot of time for solar collection. But it's also the location I picked too, which to be fair, I didn't really pick the location. Kind of picked itself, but yeah, we're not really having a whole lot of daylight. Yeah, because now we're almost completely out of daylight. Granted, these are charging very fast, which is actually phenomenal. All right. So this is actually doing really well. Okay, so I think I have an idea on how I actually want to do this. So let's go and see what we're going to need. So atmospherics, iron, gold, and copper, which I have iron, gold, and copper. Oops. Yeah, I needed more resources anyways. All right, so there's that. Let's see. Let's grab, well, I need to be careful with the gold. I'm gonna have to wait till it becomes nighttime. Otherwise, we're gonna have a bit of an issue when it comes to venting. Because it's gonna mix with the outside air. And we're gonna have a little bit of an explosion. Which I did create that smokestack. Granted, I can't really see the smokestack from here. But I did make a smokestack. I probably should have done the iron first, now that I think about it. Which... Actually, we might be fine, because the oxygen's mixing with the methane. It's actually increasing the temperature and the pressure of this, so we actually might be good. There we are. Sweet. Okay. So for atmospherics, I need iron, gold, and copper. Now, I'm not sure exactly how many I'm going to need. Like I said, once I switch everything to phase change, I can always recycle all of our ACs that we're building here. All right, we'll just build a couple for right now. I don't really know where to put you. I guess I could just put you, let's put you in front of this. There we go. All right, and it's nighttime. Well, hopefully these batteries will last. I'm thinking they might. We'll just do this. So, okay, let's try to test this out. Let's close you so you're not taking up my whole screen. Or reuse them for filtration. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Reuse them for filtration would be good as well. Alright, we are actually dropping fairly fast for CO2 in there, aren't we? Alright, let's do that. Let's do this. Dang, we used up almost all of our CO2 in here.
Power low.
Yeah, having a separate thing for CO2 and a separate thing for cooling is going to make it so much easier. But yeah, I'm thinking it might be better just to do it in here. Which, yeah, let's get rid of the fridge for a minute. Like, the fridge is going to be good. I'm absolutely going to use it. But, so what I could do, because this would be our filtration. How do I want to do this? AC, 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 and then I can put as many ACs as I need to here. That would potentially work. Yeah, maybe I'll do it that way. Maybe this will be my CO2 and water production area. And then I'll have our hydroponics on in another room. Because then this can essentially collect and cool our CO2 and then pump it into our pipe network. Because then I can also make these rooms as long as I need to as well. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with my lights and stuff, because if I'm gonna have my traditional like bus when it comes to our pipes and stuff, I'm gonna have to figure out how to light everything up. Which actually,
Hydration critical.
let me see something here. I could do these wall lights, because then I can get the wireless battery chargers, place those around, and then just place the wall lights where I need. Maybe I'll end up doing that. That might actually work a little bit better. Yes, I still have more room behind the current grow house. I'm gonna use that as more of a hallway. So I'm gonna get rid of that grow house altogether. So I'm actually thinking maybe building another room right here and using that as my hydroponics. Using this as my CO2 and water production, then connect them via pipes might be the better way to do it. I like having these 3x5 rooms. They make it a little bit more challenging because it's more compact. Yeah, so maybe that's what we'll do. Which means, well, all right. Technically, we're at the 2 hour mark, so the episode's gonna be coming to an end here pretty quick. But I want to see if how this will work. Wait, what is?
Hunger caution.
Oh, hydration is critical. I was like, what is that? Never mind. Yeah, let's grab you. Let's see. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, I need you to get cooler. Oh, you're going. Okay, well, all right, let me do this first, and then I'm gonna make sure we get water.
Waste tank caution.
All right, I think I just need a screwdriver, don't I? Oh, and I need normal cable. Gosh dang it. You know what? That's fine. So, what I could do... could do something like this. Because then this will collect all the CO2. It might be better to do one of the bigger ones, though. Do something like that. And then if I'm going to have an AC right here, I'd have to do something like this so that I can connect it. And then this will go outside. Do something like that. That'll go like that. And then I can have a volume pump right here.
Air tank low.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure this out. I might actually do that, though. I think that's going to make it a little bit better to have a room just dedicated to water production and cooling our CO2 for us. Because once I have that automated, plants are going to be just fine. So I'm not really going to worry about that too much. Let's see. All right, let's do that. And, oh, I bet you that's what happened. All right, so we have 2 liters. You know what? We're just going to do this. Put all the water in this pipe for us. It's going to take a minute for all that to cool down, but that's okay. All right, and let's turn you off. And let's open you up. All right, and that is dropping quite nicely. Now, the other issue I'm going to run into is once we get below that 5% for CO2, it's going to pull all the CO2 out of here. Okay, sweet. So yeah, we're gonna build some more atmospherics, but I'm gonna have to do that next episode. I kind of have an idea on how I want to do everything, so I think this will be good because once I have CO2 production and water production online up in here, which I'm just gonna kind of make a more efficient version of this because this actually works really well. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in here, and then I can actually, because I can do this, and then I can place one of these to actually just automatically cool our water production almost instantly. So yeah, I actually have a pretty good idea on how I want to do this.
Air tank critical.
Uh, so let's do that. So yeah, I'm gonna essentially move all of this in here. This, I might keep this one right here just because I can use this to cool this room down and help cool the rest of our base. I'll probably have to have something similar to this in each room unless I get phase change figured out, which I know how it works. I'm just gonna have to figure out a better way to make it more efficient. But I think having our CO2 cooling and water production in here is going to make it a little bit more efficient because then I can actually store the cold CO2 properly and then use it for whatever I need to, which is going to be mainly for plants, but it'll make it easier for me to automate. So I think that's going to be our goal for the next episode is to get that up and running, get all of this moved into here, and then I need to expand this way, but our plants are in the way. So that's kind of the other issue I'm going to be running into. But it is very something I can absolutely figure out. So I'm not too worried about it. Um, but yeah, I'm going to call the episode here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed watching.